Hello, welcome to my channel. I want to finish, well, I don't know if I'm going to be finished, but keep going with the indigo soul characteristics and traits. So, okay, so many indigos, especially the first wave of them, they have suicidal tendencies. They want to escape. They want to get out. So I guess this would be the time between the fact that they know there's another life, they know they've been there, and the time before they find out they have a mission. So they know there's something else. They don't want to be here, but they don't yet know their mission. They don't yet know why they're here. Sorry. So usually what gets them through this is they have a really deep spiritual connection, and because they know that there is another life, and a lot of them do know that suicide is a very bad idea, and it is a very bad idea. Suicide is probably one of the worst things. That's like just, I mean, suicide and drug overdoses are very similar in nature, and those are soul traps. Okay, a suicide is just another soul trap. So yeah, what I was saying is they usually do pull through this because they have that love inside them. They know there's something else, and they know that their suffering is happening for a reason. They hang in there. They're just like, okay, well, I just have to feel this pain for whatever reason. It's hard, but they pull through usually. And I think I already said this about, like, when I said dictatorship, they don't like authority. They don't, well, you know what, I'm just going to say they don't like authority, okay, on that one. I thought I had already mentioned religion. Did I not? Well, just in case I didn't, they're not religious people. I know they use a lot of terms that sound like they could be religious, but in actuality they are just spiritual. They don't fully awake indigos don't have a religious bone in their body, and they know it's a soul trap, thought prison, whatever you want to call it. They know that religion was put there, even from a young age. Religion was put there to control, and on and on. This is one of the traits, is if you always knew when you were a child even that religion, there was something wrong with it. Just like me, same thing with voting. Like, even as a child, I was like, why do people vote? I don't get why people vote. There's just 0 point. I don't understand what this charade is. Like, I didn't know why they were putting up the facade. I didn't know why. Like, they were just making this stuff up, like the voting, and like, but I knew it was fake the whole time. I knew. And same with religion. They know, indigos inherently know that religion is something that, and I'm not saying that Jesus, I believe, is an indigo himself, but the Bible was written after he left, and so it was written by man, first of all, and personally I think it's just a power play. It's all just put there to control people. Okay. So they prefer to work alone. So they prefer to either have their own business, if not, work with other starseeds or indigos or similar beings. If not, alone is their best ways. And I think I've already said that they see all systems as broken: medical, educational, all of them. Why do I feel like I've said all this stuff? Oh yeah, I know, I feel like I've said all this stuff. Okay, so if they feel like if they die and they haven't changed anything in the world, like if they die without having changed anything. I think personally, like, I think that's one of Indigo's probably biggest fear, is because they know that their whole reason for being here is um, to make a difference, to evolve the planet, to help raise the frequency. So if they're caught up in stuff where they just can't do that, I think they feel very let down, like very upset over it. I think out of everything, that probably would make them most upset is if they couldn't use their abilities and skills to help others, seeing as that's why they're here. They're very afraid of this. They're very afraid of, like, not being able to help, I guess you could say. Indigos, they don't, they're not into the whole white picket fence idea. And I've heard people say this before. I thought I was the only one. I was like, because I remember that's exactly what I'd pick, was the white picket fence idea. And I was not the only one. I've heard this around a few people saying, like, that indigos don't like the white picket fence idea. And I guess that's because they're en route to, like, a cosmic love. They're en route to a twin flame type of relationship, and not the way relationships are known today. So yeah, a lot of them don't. A lot of them want a soulmate, twin flame. So a lot of them are sadly put on medication. Stop with the medication because you don't need it. This is just another way to control you, to shut you down, and these drugs will shut you down. Like the drugs that they put, you know, in Ritalin, and it's like methamphetamines. I mean, this stuff is bad. You know, you gotta do whatever you can to. There's a reason why these drugs do make you feel like they could be helping you, but in the end, you're gonna see that they did nothing but make you worse. So I would suggest trying to figure out anything you can other than that. Like, I mean, there's so many people that say that. I mean, it's just that you're bored. If they're saying you have ADD, it's mostly because you're bored and they don't have outlets that are sufficient for you, that will help you. Like, personally, I think it's more like should be attuned to a different dimension, you know. So indigos are always interested in the unknown, secrets and mysteries, anything spiritual, ghosts, magic, theories, just anything like that the general public, general society does not believe in. They're interested in it. From a young age, they always know they're interested in mysteries. Mysterious, could get into a little scary. I remember when I was younger, and even up until my awakening started, I was horror movies all the time. Horror. Nothing was scary enough for me until, like, a real horror movie happened in my life. But since then, I haven't been able to watch horror movies. Yeah, they're very interested in, like, things like lucid dreaming. Let's see what I got for books over there. Angels. You know, the creator, what I like to call source, the secret power of water. So, like, I have these books, Secret Power of Water. They're interested. This scientist figured out that how words affect water, and how he would take pictures of the crystals, and the pictures with the negative words were always an ugly crystal, and the pictures with the positive words were always a beautiful crystal. So I have like 7 of those books. I have lots of UFOs, poker. Yes, that's my only normal book, and the cooking books. But everything else, like hypnosis, life on the other side, qigong. I like that one, but I can't see what it's called. Psychic healing, the Greys. So you get the idea. These are the kinds of things that indigos will be interested in, whether they like it or not. So they know at some point. They figure it out. So if you're just waking up, maybe you don't know this yet, but they know. They figured out somehow. With me, it was through 1111 and my twin flame. I figured this out, but that they're living in a holographic matrix. Okay, so 1111 to me was like a glitch. I would see it so much that I sat there and I thought, wait a minute, there's no way this number could show up in my reality that much. It's kind of like, let's say you saw peacocks everywhere. Like, you're going to the grocery store and there was a peacock just walking down the aisle, and then some kid was dressed up in a peacock costume, and just you saw peacocks everywhere, and you just sit there and you think, like, wait a minute, these peacocks were not there before, and now all of a sudden there's a ton of peacocks. So no peacocks, ton of peacocks. And that's how I started to figure out that, whoa, I'm living in a matrix. There's no other way. Either thousands of people are following me, or we're living in a matrix, or could be thousands of people following me in a matrix. But I know for sure we're living in a matrix. That is so obvious now. So indigos are paradoxical in nature as well, because they experience like the highest of frequencies and the lowest of frequencies, and they're like really strong warriors, but then they're like really sensitive. So it's like they can withstand anything, but then like they'll cry over anything too. Like, they're just so sensitive. They can withstand a lot, but they'll feel a lot. So and I already mentioned that. I know 1111 is my thing, okay? They will see 1111 or other triple numbers or words on license plates that stick out, words that stick out in lots of places, especially like things like songs and movies and so on. They don't fall for any of the illusions and the BS. Like, for example, like they see every system is broken. They can see through everything for some reason. And this was one of the traits I did not like about myself, because I did not know that others could not see what I saw. So I always wondered, like, why are they playing this facade? Why are they acting this out when they know the truth? But I thought they knew the truth, but they didn't know the truth. I didn't know that they couldn't really see the truth. But yeah, they can see through everything. They're like, also, you can't lie to them, because they know you're lying. They won't say anything because they're so used to everybody. So, but they know. So if you're lying to them, I mean, the only thing you're doing, you're just making them figure it out a little bit. They have to figure out, when you say something, they have to say it again in their head, but correctly, and discern it for themselves what the real truth is. So you're not really lying to them. You can't lie to them. There's no point. But they're very, very forgiving beings. So they understand why people lie. They understand a lot of things that people normally wouldn't understand, which I'll get to in another video. Let's see. I think I've already said this. They prefer to have their own company as opposed to others' company, unless they're a soulmate or an indigo or an animal. But they generally get very tired out by others, because they have to pretend to be somebody they're not. Like, they're very like, they don't like general things that people like they're not interested so much in, clothes and cars, and they're more interested in the soul out of anything. They're interested in evolving their soul and helping others evolve their soul. That is their whole reason for being here. And another thing that I wanted to say about them was they don't like they don't like them going to work 9 to 5 or at a certain specific time, or they don't like routine, like knowing what they're going to do the next day all the time. Personally, I hate that so much. More than anything, I hate that so much. And they don't like going to appointments, having to be there on time, because the thing is, they know that time does not exist in the way that people try to force it to exist. If you'll notice, okay, so time to me, like, the way that it exists to me is in relative to what I'm doing at the time, and what I'm feeling and what's going on, my perspective, also in perspective and relative to other beings as well. Um, if you'll notice, when you're having a great time, time goes by really fast, and when you're having a hard time, time goes by really slow. So if you want to play with time and you want to make it go faster or slower, all you have to do is change the frequency. You change your frequency and you can change the time. So they don't like the concept of it. They know that it's just another type of it's not real in the sense and in the way that people try to make it out to be. It's different. So another thing that indigos experience when they are here is an extreme sense of loneliness. And I think some of this has to do with, like, personally, I know that my loneliness, a lot of it came from like separation anxiety from my other half, and knowing they exist and knowing what it is and all that. That's very hard to take sometimes. And not just anybody can fill that void, so it's difficult. And not to mention, like, they're very homesick, extremely homesick. They know, like, they live in two different worlds, and they know that they come from a different higher plane of existence, and they don't connect with most people. They have a really hard time connecting because they're on such a different frequency. The only other person that will really understand them is just another indigo. I mean, maybe now things are changing a little bit, but before, I mean, it was very difficult. A lot of times I've noticed indigos, people will just tell them things. Just sometimes people have told me things, like strangers, where I'm like, whoa, you gotta be careful. Don't tell that to just anybody, because you never know. And they go on to say, well, I really feel comfortable around you. I know that you're just trying to help, if anything. And it's true. I don't know how people sense that right away, though. It's weird, but that's what they know. And I'm pretty sure I've already touched on this, like feeling other people's feelings, very empathic. I don't know why I have it written down twice. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I already said that. If not, I'll say it in another video. But just a few movies I wanted to tell you about that when I was going through my awakening, that I was guided to watch. And it was Insurgent and Subsurgent, The Hunger Games, and then there was a whole bunch of other, like, twin flame videos, but that's not what this video is about. So yeah, those were two of the main movies. Oh, and there was one other one, but this one's more, I think, related to my mission specifically, as Final Girl. But yeah, Subsurgent and Insurgent, that is those are indigos for sure, 100%. And that wraps up part 3 of, was it? Oh wait a minute. Yeah. Oh no, wait, there's a couple of other things I forgot. Okay, there's another picture. Oh, I wanted to talk about how much they like crystals. Crystals are very let me show you. Now these, I'm going to do a whole video separate on them, but that's what basically a crystal is. And um, these are not just to look pretty or, you know, just some energy or whatever. These are actually tools. You use them as tools. They're genuine tools. Genuine, whatever. And they will help you. If you learn how to program them and charge them, they will help you. So that's one of the big things. Indigos love crystals, stones, and anything healing, anything like that, anything beautiful. Oh, wrong page again. How? Oh yeah, this one's a huge one for me. Probably a lot of, and I cannot stand waiting in line or waiting for something, or like, let's say something took 5 minutes like 4 times in a row, and then all of a sudden it takes a half an hour. I get really impatient, really enraged. Like, I can't stand waiting in line or traffic, or like sometimes I will not even do something or go somewhere just because the line is too big and I cannot handle it. I just can't. Especially I get anxiety, and from a lot of people and stuff, a lot of indigos do, because of all the feelings and everything that are, you know. And so yeah, that's gonna be it for part 3 now. I'm wrapping it up. So oh, it's 3:33. I'll end it on that note. Okay, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Ciao.